It's happening. He's back. Tommy DeVito is back. New York is saved just in time to turn it around for the playoffs. Of course, we're going to be rebuilding the New York Giants today with Tommy DeVito. Now, how long will that last? I don't know. It's just like his real-life kind of Peyton Hillis at quarterback moment. But Tommy DeVito, at least for the rest of the season, is going to be starting for us. Now, the biggest challenge of this rebuild is honestly not accidentally saying Danny DeVito. That's really the biggest. And then the second biggest challenge is to turn around a franchise that has had, for at least a little over the last decade for the most part, a real regression. They just seem to just get worse almost every single season. You know, in that 2000 to 2010s era, they were actually pretty good. They were always in the running, always a team you feared, a defense that was solid, and they are kind of turning that around now where they do have a decent-looking defense. But yeah, the offense is still so far from where it needs to be. Andrew Thomas, when he's in there, makes for a decent enough tackle duo because he kind of carries that. It's basically like when Calvin Johnson was in the league, the Lions had the best wide receiver core because it was like him and then, the 200th ranked wide receiver at number 2, and that was the best duo. That's basically what they were with Andrew Thomas out there. He's so good. Injury, unfortunately, the offensive line, it's okay, but yeah, in Madden, it is horrendous. Receivers, you have Malik Neighbors, who's obviously just going crazy. He's looking really good, and then everyone else, not so good. Slayton, he's not having a bad year, right? He's basically on par for a career year, which isn't saying a whole lot. They definitely do need a new wide receiver. I've seen worse wide receiver groups, but yeah, I mean, it's down there, for sure. It's down there. Running backs, Devin Singletary didn't really come in with the kind of Texans numbers that he did. Tracy's kind of the starting running back now. He looks decent. And then obviously we don't really want to talk about Daniel Jones. That face. By the way, he looks like Bruce Campbell from The Evil Dead. No? No? Am I crazy? But yeah. Maybe the luckiest contract of all time. The Giants jumping the gun, trying to beat the QB market because they didn't want to lose their game manager, and by that manages to lose games, I guess. But yeah, offense definitely needs a bit of work. Sorry, Tommy, we're going to talk about you here. We need a new QB. We need several new linemen, a new wide receiver. We'll see what happens at running back. Tracy, he is young, so obviously he's 24. I thought he was 23. Damn, we need a new running back too, although he is a rookie, so we'll see what kind of boost he can get. Theo Johnson's obviously young, hasn't really shown anything so far, but a guy that was on our sleeper list before the game even came out, because obviously he's super tall, super fast. He's solid in Madden. Defensively, this is where the better side is for sure. This is a team that is one of the better points per game allowing teams, especially when you consider the offense is the number 32 ranked passing and rushing scoring offense. They're just not a good scoring offense. I don't know why I said ranked. They're just 32nd in scoring, basically. But the defense has held their own for the most part. Obviously, Dexter Lawrence is doing incredible things yet again. Brian Burns has been as advertised. Okereke has been great ever since he's gotten here. McFadden's been pretty solid, actually, pretty serviceable. Newman, he's a rookie, but he's playing adequately. Free safety, they definitely need a new free safety. I'm pretty sure there was, in last free agency, there was some decent safeties in there, wasn't there? Like the guy Green Bay got's actually halfway decent. I don't know why they didn't spend any money in free agency for a free safety, but that'll be a position we have to look for. Cornerback, it's regressed, especially Deonte Banks. The hopes for him is that, like a lot of the players on this team, that he's mentally checked out, because there's a lot of plays where he just looks like he's just giving up, and that's not good. That's not good. He is definitely regressed, and there's a lot of effort concerns there. So even look at his face right now. This is literally how he's playing this season. The hopes are that, even though it's not a good thing, that he's just not motivated. That's the hopes, because otherwise it's not motivated and bad. That's way worse. Also, the ultimate team of randomly star dev players. Like, Flott being star is a little weird. Aziz still being star is a little weird. Wan'Dale Robinson being stars weird. Like, Runyon star dev. I mean, so many random star devs on this team. But yeah, this is a team that, on paper, it was almost my franchise team. I felt like this is a team that definitely could use some work because they needed QB. This is a team that obviously wouldn't be set at the most important position. So this is a rebuild it's going to be tough because there's a lot of, tough to draft positions that you need to grab in the first round. But When Thibodeau's back, you can argue maybe we don't need edge because Burns is, he's 26. I thought he was 27. Okay. When you're 27, 28 as an edge rusher, that's kind of your max. I think we'll be fine at edge, which is usually a position you need to go in the first round for. So don't need to spend many first-round picks here, right? We need a QB, a wide receiver, and then maybe cornerback in the first round. Everything else we can get in the second, third, maybe even like late third, early fourth round, which definitely is a help. But it's all about getting that quarterback position. We are probably going to use real-life classes again. I mean, I haven't done a poll. It seems pretty split. You guys, a lot of you guys are like, hey, I like the CPU generator more, but I get it. I like, it is cool to see the real-life aspect. But then a lot of people are like, hey, the real-life rosters, it's kind of the same thing, right? The draft classes, it gets repetitive because you kind of know all the good players. Good thing for you. My memory is not that good. A lot of the positions that are like, the top QBs, top wide receivers are going to remember those, but a lot of the guys in the second to fourth rounds, I will forget, which is good because then it's not super repetitive. But yeah, I don't know what to do because it's like we want to use these user classes. I'll just guarantee in those challenge rebuilds that we just do CPU, so it's a little different every once in a while. But let's take a look at these negotiations before we sim any further. Please tell me this team's not going to turn around, right? Like, surely they can't. This team has a little bit of money, so I wouldn't hate keeping Aziz as a backup, a 2-year 10. Even at that price, you could probably arguably trade him. If somebody wanted to offer a late third, early fourth, I'd be down. Slayton, like I said, is actually playing decently well this year, and I don't want to just have nobody, going for next season. It's going to be hard to beat that first year. That is just crazy. It's not bad, right? Like, this is, we're so used to seeing guys that are 1,000 yards a season, but, like, yeah, not as a number 1 or 2, which he's been for a while on this team. So we'll try to get Slayton, I think. We're definitely going to try to get Ojulari. Isaiah Simmons being a safety is just a crime. It's a crime. The best Madden user we've seen since probably, like, Shazier, and he's a safety, DeVito, let's just get this out of the way. He's going to bring in more money, jersey sales-wise, than that is going to be asking. I don't even know if that's true. I'm just saying things at this point. Anyone else? Neal hasn't really worked out. The long snapper, it's going to be a hard no for me. We'll get the punter back. Roten's going to retire. And then the rest are just not worth grabbing. And the season ends up finishing 3-14, which I'm hoping is good enough for the worst overall pick. They lost to the Panthers, which was a massive help. But yeah, this team, like I said, it kind of feels like they're not quite ready for a quarterback. But if they somehow grab QB and they land, a decent, serviceable wide receiver and like a lineman or two, that could be one of those, like, whoa, where did they come from type of seasons, So maybe another season away from needing, being ready for a quarterback. But at the same, look at DeVito. Look at him go. Look at him go. Yeah, at the same time, I think if you think you've got a franchise guy in the crosshairs, you pull the trigger every time. I don't care what cesspool team you have. It just doesn't matter. It's that important of a position. You can change a franchise with that. You can bring in, free agents that you weren't going to bring in before, even if it's New York. You weren't going to bring them in before because they don't want to join the team that's losing. It is like a 50-50 like give and take. Like, okay, maybe it's not worth it. You're going to get the guy killed, but you can build that team around him a year or two down the line. Just got to keep him healthy till then. Just hold on back there. Backup's on its way, buddy. But let's see who wins the Super Bowl. The Eagles and the Bills, two decently good-looking teams right now, especially the Eagles. That's so much talent on that team. And the Bills do take the cake there. DevOps. I'm trying to think of the seasons we saw there. Maybe a defender would have gotten a development trade upgrade, but I don't know. Malik will go up in dev. That is great. That is fantastic. Superstar X Factor. What kind of season do you have? Really? I get it. We're off of real life, stats. So most of the other QBs or wide receivers aren't really doing that well. That makes sense. But defensively, Burns is back to X Factor. Huge. Can't believe his XP didn't give him a dev up. But what can you do? Awesome, massive. Probably won't need an edge rusher like we talked about. Definitely need other positions, but fair enough. That is not bad. And for our offseason workouts, I guess Tracy, but I'll be real with you. I don't see Tracy being like, some superstar or X Factor in-game. He's 24-year-old normal. That's tough. That is really tough. I'm going to work on, fair enough. That's what we want. that'll help. Maybe he gets, another upgrade or two. Fair enough. And you know what? I forgot to import the rookies, the real rookies. I don't care. You know what? We're gonna throw in a couple of regulars. Everyone. Okay, it's tough because he's 24 years old, 78 overall. So it would maybe even be cheap. That cheap come next season. But $9 million, dude. I hate this because in real life you should take this. I'm gonna do the real thing. Realistic thing is coming in. What do we got for Slayton? I offered him something like this. I'll give it right back if he wants it. Okay, see you later. But yeah, we're going to just do a draft class. That's crazy, 5-year option. We're just going to do a CPU-generated draft class. Let me know what you guys think. Like I said, I'm conflicted because I know people that are like Giants fans or whatnot probably do want to see those real-life names. But at the same time, it's like kind of the same thing every time. And it's just like, you can really just, if you really want to, you can just argue in your head, okay, if I take the 2nd-ranked QB in a CPU-generated class, just associate that with whatever the mock drafts are kind of, it's hard because, this QB class is a little iffy, but, whatever the mock drafts are kind of saying the consensus pick 2 QB is, and just, in your head, that's who it is. So you're like, okay, well, this is who it is. Fair enough. But let's take a look at the retirements. Lane Johnson retires. Hell yeah, dude. We're happy for that. Greg Van Roten, we knew he would retire. That's why we didn't, try to re-sign him. Free agency, $47 million. If we can get a wide receiver, I'm down. Not seeing it. Lineman, Garrett Bowles is a really high overall. I mean, why would I not try to shore up this offensive line a little bit? I'm not really a huge fan of the tackle room here. Garrett Bowles is a lot of money. No one else really wants him. I get it's a lot, but he is a really good player. So, like I said, talking about if we're going QB, trying to at least keep the guy protected. If you suck, but you're at least keeping the guy upright, I'm fine. I'm chilling. That's all that matters to me. Give the guy some time, and maybe we can surprise some teams. Justin Fields be interesting to get QB, but I think with a top 5 draft pick, we're going to land a QB no matter what the class is. Jordan Mason's interesting. Tracy still being normal at 25 already, though, is kind of painful. Wide receivers, there's options. They're not very good options. Teams are offering Slayton. But Shaheed, for some reason, is not. Okay, I guess. I don't really think I want to go with any of those wide receivers. I wish Wandale wasn't so short because he would be our number 2. Not a bad age and overall with that dev, but yeah, I will admit, with that height, bit weird as a number 2 wide receiver. Interior of the line also needs some work. Problem is, we're not really that well off, and the talent here is not looking super great. Anyone at all at corner, maybe Flott, I think is fine. Rasul Douglas could play free safety for us. Is that the play? Is Rasul Douglas moving a free safety the play? It could be. I'm looking around to see if there is actually any youth. I don't see it. Everyone's kind of already gone. Rasul Douglas as a 1-year, $9 million deal. Older corner, moving to safety. I could see it. And I could see it really well because that's what I'm going to be doing if we get him. Are we in the 5? We are. All right, we got 2 names, decently high overalls, both at the end of their careers. And we get them both. All right, Rasul Douglas is our new free safety. Huge dude, great zone coverage. Competitor. Put him at free safety. You see what that overall jumps to, if any. The exact same. Okay, that's something. Garrett Bowles, need him as a right tackle more than left tackle. We'll see how he adjusts to that, but I imagine pretty damn well. He's like, oh, I don't have to play left tackle anymore? Sweet. I'll take that. A little bit less pressure, but okay, 2 pretty big names added to the squad. We have $17 million. You got to assume that, we have Daniel Jones, but to say, if you don't have a franchise quarterback, you would assume there's some money somewhere. There's not. There's Daniel Jones is being paid too much. This team did what they did. I still feel like that contract was like 45 years ago, though, and I'm still kind of like, why is he still so expensive? Like, am I crazy to think that it feels like that contract was signed too long ago? Evan Neal at guard, wasn't that talked about, or is that actually where he was going to play? I can't remember. But that's where he's playing this season, unless we get a better player, which, actually we're not using a user-created, we're using CPU, so yeah, we actually might be able to get that O-line position filled. But yeah, on paper, it's not a bad team, right? You got some youth at corner, the safeties, at least for the season, are decent, middle linebackers are pretty good, edge is set. I mean, the defense is actually in a really good spot. You don't need too much. It's just about getting that franchise quarterback. And as expected, we've got ourselves the number 1 overall pick. We've got ourselves a couple of quarterbacks. One of them is actually top 5. Okay, he looked pretty good. I didn't think he was actually going to be top 5, though. AAB. Deep accuracy's a little iffy, but pretty damn athletic. Elite throw power. I don't really know how you don't do this, but I do want to say... Oh, the Panthers. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to do that. I was going to say, if it's a team that doesn't need QB at 2, I'm gonna trade down 1, but yeah, that's not going to happen. So it looks like, to me, let's just make it official. Ryan Williamson, top 5. Just be hidden. That's all I ask. True Talent 3, so he was top 5 like they said. Hidden Dev, 95 throw power, 78 speed. Do they have their franchise? That's all I'm going to ask. Do we have the franchise quarterback here in New York? Let's go to pick 1 in the second round now. See if wide receiver is there. I had a couple options. I didn't really think trading up is a smart thing for this team to do. I think you just pivot. You best available pick this thing every day of the week. We do have 2 wide receivers. McLeod, and who is taller, and then Drummond, he's 5'10". I get that it doesn't really matter too much. If you're a short player, if you're good, you're good. But... man, that is kind of like, it's lackluster. That's all I can really say. It's not great. I wish we could have found someone that's like a bit taller than that. We didn't really get to scout anyone else further. Cornerback, we do have a decent cornerback here in Jalil Woodard. Could maybe move back a little bit for him, but I think corner's okay. Wide receivers, like, why even go for him? Wan'Dale Robinson's not much shorter, I suppose, but he is still shorter. I don't know. We have a lot of positional needs, too, like interior of the line. Is wide receiver really up there that much that I take Drummond? I don't know, dude. What about Rowe? He was really raw, I'm pretty sure, though. 6'3". Yeah, he's raw as hell. I'm debating it because 1 to 2 is good, but it's not great. I'm taking him. Abdul Drummond, True Talent 35. He's hidden. That is good. I was really worried because I thought he was going to be normal. That's a good pick. 92 speed, 98 excel, 95 agility, 86 change direction. He's very athletic. He's a good player. I was thinking, 75 overall normal. I was still willing to take that, though, especially as a rookie. But, yeah, we got lucked out. We lucked out a little bit. Any other positions still available that I really need? I need D-line. I think I might take Ron Miller. I need O-line as well, though. I don't know what to do. I really need offensive linemen. Running backs up there too, but it's just not a priority at this point. D-line, I think, is the number 1, though. I got to go Ron Miller. Looking really raw, I got to be honest, but he's an athletic, low strength-ish. Yeah, pretty low strength finesse guy. These guys have almost always been star or superstar dev for me. We're banking on it again. Ooh, True Talent 89. Not going to be the case this time. That sucks. That is going to be a low overall player. We're going to slow sim it, though, because we could maybe make a play to trade up a few times. Maybe not a few times, but trade up for at least alignment. We have that day 3, which I think we'll be able to get at 1. But maybe we can leapfrog that and land 2 linemen. That's where my head is at. But you can see here, this is the lineman round. It's like everyone's going lineman here. Like, look at me. They're like almost all gone. I mean, they're literally almost all gone. That's crazy. We're down at 2. McDougald, who I want the most, and then Burnham, who's also pretty good. All right, I mean, you could argue it's risky because that 3rd-round pick could be really high, but a 3rd, a 5th, and a next, and a 7th this year for this late Falcons 3rd, I think that's actually decent value, Even if you're the number 1 pick in the draft again, I think that straight up is about where the value is, right? Because you're waiting a whole year to get that draft pick if you're them. So, they're willing to take that risk. I'm willing to trade up because I want to take that risk for a player we need now. McDougald, was he actually as good as I remembered? I mean, he's very raw, but he looks prototypical, like, power, pass block type of guy. Looks okay as a guard or as a tackle. I mean, I think, right now you don't need him as a tackle, but, maybe next season. Randy McDougald. And then in the top of the 4th, we take the, True Talent 31. Normal dev, though. That sucks so much. But yeah, I was about to say we take the center, the top of this 4th, I think. I say I think because there is a quarterback here that is so fast that you would almost argue, is he a wide receiver running back build? Do I pivot and take this guy? Look at how fast he is. 5'11", 206. That is really undersized for a quarterback. His throw power is only solid. His accuracies are pretty damn bad. He's got an A truck, B stiffer. Is this not like a running back? Like, how good is Tobin? Like, you got to be really damn goated, dude. He looks good, I will admit. But I think I take Roth. I'm taking Will Roth. Let's see what he is. True talent. Ooh, maybe not. 181 true. Normal dev. But look at the speed. Okay, I mean, we'll look at what he can do. 85 change direction, 85 jump, 95 speed, 89 excel, 89 agility, 88 throw power. I might have made a mistake. Maybe I should have went with that center. Oh well. And the Vikings are the only team with a decently fair trade. 2 draft picks for the future, a 5th next, a 6th the following year. I didn't really like anyone that was still remaining there, so I just felt like get some future, especially since we, gambled our future a little bit. Our 3rd and our 5th are gone. We definitely cleared that 5th round pick, but we're still missing that whole 3rd. And then pick 32 in the 7th. I mean, we'll go special teams probably. If this Rowe guy is still there, I'm not too worried about him, though. I don't think he's very good. Let's find a kicker and call it a draft. Not a great kicker, but, I mean, great kick power with a C accuracy. True talent 71. I guess I'm wrong. He is a great kicker. And because that was Mr. Irrelevant, who's very relevant to us, here is the draft. The guy's an A, 78 overall. Ryan Williamson. Trigger happy sense of pressure. Oh my god, what is that injury, though? You can't tell me that's not glitched. Like, either that's glitched or EA is dumb as hell. Dev? Okay. He's an X Factor with 43 injury. You can't tell me that's not glitched. Once again, either that or they're literally dumb as hell. Because 43 injury is so bad. That means the moment you even step out on the field, the first tackle injures you. That's basically what 43 injury is alluding to. Yet, why would you make a guy have that as an X Factor 78 overall? I don't know. He's wearing number 10 as well, which is interesting. Definitely interesting. Drummond, the 74 overall hidden dev wide receiver. Obviously, he's going to be our number 2 as he's the most fit for the job. Obviously, Wandale's hidden as well, or star dev, but he's a little bit on the shorter side. Drummond is star dev. I'm not sure what number we'd want for him. 80. He is giving me some vibes. All right, we're just throwing it back. Who cares? Who cares? Miller, let's see what that finesse looks like. I really thought he's going to be hidden. 80 finesse, though. He'll be left end, right end, one of the two. Got ourselves a decent pass rusher. Just, needs some development. McDougald, obviously a normal dev, so unfortunately avoids being hidden. But he's still a solid-looking player. What was Roth looking like? Quarterback Roth, 67 overall. What are the juke ability ratings? 85 change of direction, 81 juke, 77 spin move, 73 trucking, 77 carrying. He might actually be a running back. Let's take a look at these ratings. These ratings are telling me, what about ball carrier vision? 90 ball carrier vision, 78 break tackle. Wait, hold on. He could also be a wide receiver. Damn, okay. I mean, they're giving me the choice. I want to see what the overalls are like. I'm feeling he's going to be a wide running back, so I'm going to start out wide receiver, then move to running back. I think he's going to be a running back. 68 overall wide receiver, which obviously, serviceable. You put like 95%, 99% of the QBs in the game at wide receiver. They're dropping significantly. This was an improvement. Let's take a look at running back now. 72 receiving back style, which that's a really big problem too, because you want that to be elusive, not receiving. I think he's better running back than he is a wide receiver. That's just me. Good draft, though. I mean, not even good draft. Great draft. X Factor QB. Forget the injury. Those are stupid. I mean, it just shouldn't exist. If you want a guy that's always injured or whatever, you want to create that. Lower his toughness. Put his toughness at 68 or something. That is how you do it. You don't make 43 injury. You do 68 toughness. Now we're talking. That's realism, baby. Season 1, Season 2, I don't know what season is, but this is what the starting squad looks like. I'm going to start Roth. I'm going to start Roth only because we know how Madden works. The guy, Tracy's 25, so it's either I start Roth now or I replace Tracy in a year or two because he's never getting to 90. You need to be about a 90 overall to be halfway decent. Those are the rules. I just follow them. Offensive line, it looks a little better. You can argue center is maybe going to be long-term. I don't know, but we need some work. Going to be focusing hard on it next season. If we have another bad season where, we're one of the top 5 picks, that's where the money is going to be made. We're going to be trading that pick down, getting some value. Corners, we got 3-star dev guys that are pretty young, so we're hoping one of them can break out. And then safety, another fill-in kind of, just for now type of moment. We got the QB. That's all. That's what matters. We're well on our way. We got the QB. At least we hope. Re-signings. Wan'Dale Robinson, we talked about him being a solid slot type receiver. 4-year $30 for somebody with high overall and a low age. Flott, once again, another guy similar to him, also very cheap. 4-year $16 is crazy, even if he isn't the cornerback 2 of the future. McFadden, another guy that I'm willing to keep around. I mean, these are really players I wouldn't normally have thought of as long-term options, but I think they will be. Neal's going to be gone, though. Douglas is probably going to retire, and then if Garrett Bowles is halfway decent still at that price, I think we'll give it a go. And I think he probably will be. I can't believe he caught us on the reverse. He literally came back around. On 1 year, 23.5. It's expensive, but as long as he doesn't retire, I think that will be... that'll be fair. I think he's probably closer to 16 to 17 mil, but with the red, that puts us up to 20 to 21 automatically. And then because his ask was so high, we're basically paying 2 mil more. We're paying 2 mil more than I think we should, even though I think the contract should be lower. It's just, that's the way it is. Open market's crazy. Got to avoid that. And yeah, we had a little bit of a decent season. It's not great, but it's an okay season, I suppose. Decided to go with the Buffalo offense. I feel like, yes. That's crazy. We got the bye week. I went with the Buffalo offense because I felt like the offense besides Josh Allen is very similar. You have that one pretty damn good wide receiver. The rest, decent supporting wide receivers. I know Keon Coleman's kind of coming on a little strong lately. You have a tight end that's athletic as hell. You have 2 tackles that are solid, whereas the interior is not quite as good. And then the running back is a shifty, can receive the ball well type of back. I felt like they're very similar. QB is really the only difference. So other than that, maybe you could argue that this is team. The thing about that is, though, if not them, I would feel like they match well with looking like the Packers. So Bills, Packers scheme, they're both really good. The one thing that's for sure is you got to move away from that Giants scheme. You're just not going to win with that team. I will say, though, for the first 4 wins, we're the Giants. We put the Giants one on here. I was like, okay, we took the Giants one off here, or 3 wins, whatever, 3-3. And then the team they lost to the Cowboys, and that was pretty much it. Normally, I don't change the playbooks that early, but I feel like the Giants are one of those teams that needs so much help that it just makes sense. Williamson, 29 touchdowns, 9 picks, 4,200 yards. Pretty damn good. Roth, I will say, for a rookie, better than I expected, especially a low overall one at that. 3.8 yards per carry on 900 yards and 6 touchdowns. Maybe we should have went with a heavier run scheme just so we could actually get him maybe Rookie of the Year. But Drummond might win Rookie of the Year. 1,100 yards, 6 touchdowns. Actually, maybe our quarterback wins it. Neighbors was great again. Robinson was solid for a slot. Johnson was decent again. Offensive line was pretty good. As far as the sack totals go, the edge was amazing. 27 sacks between the two. Ron Miller, 9.5. That's great. Lawrence, really disappointing, though. Okereke, if that's not a dev up, I might have to force it. 7 interceptions for a middle linebacker. That's absurd. Graham Gano is great, but obviously we got ourselves a Mr. Irrelevant kicker because, Graham Gano is not going to last too much longer. MVP does go to Mr. Mahomes. Were we on the list? Number 6. Okay, we can live with that. Number 4 for Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year, number 2 for Okereke, 4 for Burns. Best Rookie, Offensive Rookie of the Year was our guy. We had 2 more afterwards, though, with Drummond and Roth. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Miller was at number 3. Pretty good year. A little surprised he didn't win it. Number 2 for Best QB for the NFC side. Running back, not on the list. Wide receiver at number 7. Offensive line, no. D-line, got to be not the D-line. Linebacker, number 1 for Burns. Number 4 for Thibodeau. Number 5, Okereke. Beautiful numbers there. Kicking at number 2. This is a great year. Obviously in the playoffs. I mean, this is arguably the first season, technically. Like, if the first one's like a half season, arguably the first season, we have a chance to do it all. We actually genuinely have a chance. Pick 1 overall, man. It's busted, especially if you can get a quarterback like this. I mean, this is actually I'm kind of underselling it a little bit because that injury's throwing me off. Every time I think of that injury, I'm just thinking of a player that if we were playing in the parameters of the game, he would suck ass, right? Because he just can't play because he has no injury. He'd always get hurt. But this is like probably the best quarterback we've drafted all year because he's an X factor, right? Like 78 overall X factor rookie is ridiculous. So yeah, I mean, this is actually kind of absurd. 14-7. Still 14-7, 21-7 at halftime. This is looking pretty promising to make the championship round. Once again, the Rams, maybe not the strongest roster in the world, but did have to win to get to this game. I don't know who they beat, but they did have to beat their wild card opponent to make it to the divisional, and we take care of them. We dismantled 38-14. We are headed on to the championship round. As you see, Marcus Mariota, who actually had a decent season, I'm pretty sure, had 3 picks. Not going to win games like that. Williamson was amazing. Roth was okay. Theo Johnson with 2 touchdowns. Neighbors with 1. Drummond with 1. Let's take a look at the sack totals. 2 for Tibbs. Half for a couple of different guys. Drew Phillips and Deontay Banks with a pick. Same with Newbin. And then we have Lake as well. Graham Gano missed a kick. So did Cardi. Both guys a little disappointed, but we win the game and we move on to the championship round where hopefully it's not one of those cheese teams. NFC doesn't have too many of them anymore in Sim. I guess the Eagles and Cowboys are still kind of up there. But yeah, the NFC side feels a bit safer in these types of like, oh, it's the Chiefs. We've lost. As it's the Niners. Okay, I mean, this is doable. So in the wild card round, you have the Cowboys winning. The Bengals killed it. The Niners beating the Lions. The Rams beating the Buccaneers. Then in the divisional, you have that's us, the Niners beating the Cowboys. Of course, it is the Jets and the Chiefs. Chiefs are probably going to win that game and then win the Super Bowl, but championship round for what essentially is the first year in this rebuild. Wow, okay. I mean, we're very equal in overall already as well. A lot of morale, I would imagine, but still. I only have the quarterback sliders for XP on 120. I really wonder what our quarterback is. He's probably going to be like an 86, 87 by the time the Super Bowl hits. 7-0. The Niners aren't going away. Their defense is doing really well, but we are still cooking up. Halftime score will be 14-10, up 17-14. We're kind of choking this one away a little bit. Our defense is really the one that's truly elite in this one. The offense giving them short fields left and right. Ironically, talk about how elite it is, and now we're losing because of it, arguably. First down, get the touchdown. 3 minutes left. You got to get a stop. 3rd and 8, 4th and 4. They convert. 3rd and 2. Okay, we got to come into this game. The clock is ticking away. They're not going to call a timeout here, or is that them out of timeouts? I don't even know. Little bump. Thankfully, they didn't call PI. Keep him in bounds. Good tackle. Okay, 10 seconds left from the 15-yard line. So I'm not talking about how games end when time can be stopped. You know, they would not have called the timeout, arguably. Oh, I kind of pulled them out of position. And try to get over there with Dexter. 6 seconds left, 2nd and 7. They're trying to tell me to blitz. I mean, we're just kind of rolling cover 3, and it's working. I mean, there are vulnerabilities here, but I don't hate it. Who is that, by the way? It must be Rasul. Dropping back on Kittle. He's got room. And we kill him! Fumble! Game! We're headed to the Super Bowl! If we didn't cover Kittle deep there, that's a touchdown. We come in to save him scrambling. McFadden with one of the best game closers in, playoff history. That is really clutch. I can't believe Purdy thought he was going to get the whole thing. That's insane. I was thinking, though, like, as he was running, I was like, is anyone going to come up? Am I going to have to do this? And, of course, we do. Perfect defense. And with all that being said, the Giants are headed back to the Super Bowl for the first time since, 2011? 2012? Somewhere around that range. I can't really remember exactly. Had themselves a nice little run there. There you go. Let's take a look at the numbers. I mean, we definitely threw some picks. Yeah, 3 picks. I don't know if he's going to do it as a rookie, but we'll see what happens. Of course, rushing-wise, Roth was actually pretty good. Tracy got involved as well, got himself a touchdown, which is great. Receivers, Ayuk and Debo were amazing. Drummond was great, 2 touchdowns, pretty sweet. Malik Neighbors did have a touchdown, so he at least did, participate. Sacks, none. Picks, a few. Mainly on their side, though. Kicking, clean from both sides. And this Giants team's headed to a Super Bowl, I guess. I mean, what do you want? Like, the Bills are a good scheming game, but they're not Chiefs scheme. It's not like we're forcing wins or restarting games or something like that. We're just goated. okay? There's rebuilds where we have the most goated team out the gate and we win one Super Bowl when we should have won multiple, or we just don't even sniff the Super Bowl. And then we have rebuilds like this where the Giants are making the Super Bowl in, once again, essentially year one. Obviously, we had one last year with the Rams. Like, we won like 2 Super Bowls in 3 years right out the gate. It was insane. And then we have the Jets here. Wow. This is crazy. Like, what's even happening? Malik Neighbors is a 90 overall now. This is unheard of. This rebuild's kind of going off. What else do we have? Any dev ups for anyone else? Like Theo, no. Drummond, no. Roth, no. Kind of disappointing. Was that 89 overall for Williamson? Oh, my God. Defensively, Miller doesn't go up. That's crazy, though. Thibodeau and Miller not going up in dev is brutal. Okereke. I don't know about that, dude. 7 interceptions. I'm not going to force it because I'm already going to have people like, you want a Super Bowl year one? You sorcery. Something went on. But, I mean, obviously we got to win it. Let's see it. Jets, winnable game. This is the game we lose. But I suppose, you know what? If I'm not making crazy, like, cheese trades, I'm going to be unapologetic. Also, I didn't even really think about it. New York battle. Okay, that's crazy. I'm going to be unapologetic, you know? If we win a Super Bowl year one with the Giants, I'm not going to be like, damn, that kind of ruins it. No, we're goated. That's it. We're just goated. I don't care. I don't care. We win the Super Bowl year one with the Giants. I'm telling you, they're a QB away, baby. Of course, some other moves. Garrett Bowles and Rasul Douglas were pretty damn big additions. You know, 83 overall free safety. He's got to be top 15, top 20. Garrett Bowles, 86 overall right tackle. That's got to be top 15, top 10. You get yourself an 89 overall quarterback after year one because you got yourself an X factor. It's great. I mean, it could have happened with any quarterback, probably, I think. I don't really know the parameters in game for, you know, thresholds, because there's definitely a threshold for running backs. Don't know about quarterback. Daniel Jones is a Super Bowl winner, by the way. Didn't even think about that. But, yeah, we could have easily done it with one of the other quarterbacks, you know, the user-created class. You know, quarterbacks, there's multiple in there that are star plus. I imagine there's at least one superstar in there, probably, but we win the Super Bowl year one. I mean, we're at least doing 2 more seasons. We'll see what happens. Jameis Winston was in the Super Bowl, so you want to talk about unrealistic. He just drove them to the Super Bowl. Roth was great, actually. That's pretty damn good. And you can argue that this Bill scheme is way worse than if we did, like, Dallas, Green Bay, Atlanta, Kansas City, because this scheme is going to run the ball with the QB, and this QB isn't really built like that. Shaheed, we could have went for. Could you imagine we would have lost because of a game like that from him? We could have had him. Thibodeau, 3 sacks, Burns a 2.5, Williams 2, 1 for Miller, a half for Benton, a pick for Deonte Banks. Talk about lack of effort. How about that, chump? He's cooked up. You got a pick. But yeah, I mean, I'll show you guys once again. We didn't, no fancy business, no trickery. Bye week year one with the Giants into the Super Bowl. Arguably year 2, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that's fantastic. That's kind of absurd, but it's also fantastic at the same time. I love seeing a rebuild that just comes out of nowhere. Just hits you right in the face. A little uppercut right to the old chin. Your chin is no longer there. It's just out of there. Let's take a look at retirements. Daniel Jones, please. And also give us the money back while you're on your way out. Graham Gano retires a Super Bowl winner. So does Raheem Nunez-Roches and Duron Harmon. Although Duron Harmon, he might have just been there? Hell, what am I talking about? Just been there. He's a 4-time Super Bowl champion now. What a guy. One of the best safeties ever, baby. That's kind of crazy, though. But yeah, re-sign. I don't know why I thought it was... Man, I swear it feels like it's been so much longer ago that the Patriots were winning all those Super Bowls, but it really wasn't. Damn. Deonte Banks, $17.9 million on the tag. We're going to let him go. I don't want to lose Douglas because we just won a Super Bowl with him, but you know what? There is no but. I think... You know what? That's going to be good enough. How about that? We'll need a new guard, kind of, sort of. We're fine. 21 mil. We won the Super Bowl. I feel so sorry. I don't even remember what team we traded with, but I feel so sorry for them for trading for that 3rd-round pick. We scammed them. So it's basically a last year 3rd round, like 84, for this year, like 96, 160 something, and then 160 or something, like crazy numbers. Yeah, they got scammed. That's their fault. You can't expect us to not improve a little bit. Wow, they're like, damn, Purdy, that scramble's good enough to get your ass off the team. They just kicked him off. That's crazy. Mark Andrews, man, I would love to get Mark Andrews. Could you imagine a Super Bowl winning team that already has, two solid looking wide receivers? They gain themselves a 92 overall tight end that they pay a 3-year deal on instead of a 4-year. That would be insane. Damn, if we did the 4-year, he might be able to actually lock this in. Could we lock this in? Damn, I gotta do what I gotta do. Oh my god, Craig Rousseau. Why would you let go of one of the best sim-performing edge rushers in the league? Maybe not even one of the best, maybe the best. He's so crazy. Like, let's take a look at these numbers. I'm guessing 14. 21 and a half. He's so good in sim, man. He's just insane with it. But we are going to keep that contract on Andrews, but if we can try to save some money, we might be able to land ourselves Tooney as well and actually keep him at guard for the first time in any rebuild we've ever gone for him at. Ooh, I will say, Theo, 77 overall. He is 25 now with normal devs still only. Let's see what we can do with this contract situation. Is it anybody? Obviously, we've seen Runyon, but, I mean, he's really not going to do it for us, right? Like, Daniel Jones going is going to save us so much money, so we probably could play it a little risky, get our restructures in, and then go for Tooney just to build up a damn team, you know what I mean? Brian Burns, I mean, what can you really say bad about... Oh, he's already been, like, restructured or something like that. I don't even know. But, like, if you got a guy that you know you're going to keep forever, why not? You know? Like, I'm not going to release any of these players. Problem is, I'm not saving much money because their contracts aren't that crazy. Daniel Jones, why? This could have been, like, such a goated freaking rebuild. Not that it's not already. You got a Super Bowl win, but... Ooh, there you go. Okay, now we're moving some serious dough. I think you're taking a little bit of a risk by getting rid of Runyon, but that is a lot of money to save, so we'll just replace him with... I guess we're going for Tooney, since nobody's offering him. That's not that bad of a deal, actually. Obviously, we're not getting rid of Okereke. Okay, I mean, we're still moving. I think there could be another couple of guys here. We'll try to get them re-signed. I mean, we just paid Wandale, so... I mean, he's got a restructure to go for it. Yeah, let's see what that did. That's got to at least put us around the 24 mil mark. Okay, see you later. You just witnessed the reason why I don't do offline leagues, even though I should, because the servers kind of go crappy. Oh my god, we got way more money than I thought, although that's going to factor in... That's still 30 mil. That's more than I thought we were going to clear. But that's the reason why I don't do offline leagues, because if you're in an offline league and it autosaves in different periodic situations, I don't know if it makes an autosave when you leave. Whatever progress you just had could be lost. And that's the reason why I don't do it. It's unfortunate, but that's just the way it goes. We got Tooney. We still need another lineman or two, but that'll be filled through the draft. Yeah, I mean, this team is now a very attractive place to play. And I think we've just added 290 overalls in the same offseason, which we did. Damn. Okay, we're playing it risky. We're putting a lot of money around here, but we're just kind of hoping that Daniel Jones goes away. That's really the plan. You got a guy on a rookie deal for another couple seasons. Got the 5th-year option. We're just hoping that Daniel Jones is like actually maybe releasable next season. He's just gone next season. That is massive. Okay, we're chilling. I think we're fine. Especially with Bowles needing a contract and Tooney, so you can offload like $100 million next year, basically, that you did pay this year. We're moving. We're making numbers. We're moving numbers here. What are the draft picks looking like? 32, 64. Okay. First down, trade down. Try to get ourselves a lineman. Got ourselves Joe Tooney. We're one of the better offensive lines in the league now, too. We're moving. We're making plays, right? So we're missing a right guard or center. Depends on what we want to do with McDougald. Running back, I did like what Roth did, but I'm going to keep the door open on that position. Everything else is fine. Obviously, some of the positions still need to be put in there. McFadden, I think, is long-term. Left end, arguably corner, maybe safety. So the positions for sure. Left end, safety, guard, maybe running back. So 3 players for sure. I like it. I think we're fine. All right, we have pick 32. There's a bunch of different good players. Let's take a look at the draft board real quick. We obviously scouted mainly the offensive line. I got to say it's a really weak class. There are a couple options, right? Like Brendan still and Pettis and or Tyson, but not the best outside of that. Running back, you have Xavier Rhodes. Problem with Xavier Rhodes, okay. Problem with him, even though he's fast, is that he's 22. So normal 22 is not bad. Here, hear me out. But the fact that he's 22, if he's normal, he's literally the same exact player as Roth, right? He's just a rookie. So it's like taking a 2 to 3 that could be exactly the same as the guy we already have because he might not be hidden. I don't know. It's a tough one for me, I think. We scouted some safeties as well. Damn, we got some safety. With a lot of Rhodes. If your name is Rhodes, you're goated, basically. Not sure what I can do to get these guys, though, because, yes, it's like 2 to 3, but we're sitting at 32 here, so we're not able to really trade down too far. I'm going to still try to. I'm going to try to get like 12. Maybe that's enough to snag the luckiest third-round trade of all time, but, yeah, we're not going to really be able to do a whole lot with this, unfortunately. But we're going to try. We're going to try to make a trade. Got to be something we can do to make it happen. Use that pick to trade up from the... I don't even think we can do... From the second, I guess? We're going to be losing linemen, though, arguably. We'll see what happens. Hey, we made it happen. We had to give up a 5th and a 7th to do it, but we end up with a pretty damn good 2nd and 3rd round pick off of this Miami Dolphins team. What do they take? Strong safety. We might even follow the suit here at 11. O-line's a need, but it's not such a need that I have to make that trade or make that play. So if one of the good safeties is still there, I mean, to be fair, safety's not even really that big of a need just yet. O-line, I do like the options there. Tyson looks great. And then, of course, you have Will Rhodes, B zone coverage, 21 years. I'm taking him, dude. He might even start. True talent, 18. Normal dev. It's going to be a tough conversation. If he's at least 76, 75, 76 overall, he might start. I don't want to lose Tyson, but at the same time, do I really want to trade up for a lineman when I could just sit at 32 and take 2 linemen, arguably? No, I can't take 2 linemen. We don't even have enough players for that. I need DN, too. I need DT more than really linemen, to be fair. I might have to pass on Tyson. I really like Tyson, but I think I wait for Still because we only really need 1 lineman for this upcoming season, whereas I definitely need a defensive lineman. Was Saunders great? He was pretty good, right? B finesse, B tackle. He's a weird player. That's why I put him on my board. He's so weird. The speed is there. Arrington doesn't really fit the scheme because we already have Dexter Lawrence. Do I trade up for Boykin? I really don't see Boykin being that good. Like, he is good, but I don't think he's good enough to trade up for when I have all these needs. I'm going to move on to this next pick. And if somehow one of those players we were looking at, like Tyson or something, is there, which he's not, I don't know if I even see Boykin. Is he still there? Boykin's gone. Arrington looks sick, by the way. It's just, he's, not the right scheme. Do I reach and take, especially since I have 2 linemen technically, do I reach a tiny bit and take Saunders now? I think I do. I think that's what we're going to do. Mr. Connor Saunders, B finesse, B tackle, C block, should be decent. Hidden? Oh, man. 2 back-to-back DT picks that just aren't good. Like this, that sucks. You know what? That's already far too many picks for me. Let's go to the Bears. Get our lineman. Did we play the quantity over quality pick a little too hard? Potentially, but we'll see. I think maybe we could have traded up and grabbed one of the guards or the tackle, the DT. But at the same time, we need a few things, and I wanted to fill all of them in one, rather than getting one pretty solid player. So if this lineman's good, I think you can't really regret what we did, because... Nah, I can't. I could have traded up for a DT. Still looks amazing, though. 45 true, hidden dev, nice. We have 32 in the 4th. We're not going to really be able to trade up for anyone, even if we wanted to. There's not really much there anyways. Maybe a safety that we don't really need at this point because of the safety we did take. Not our best work in the draft, I will admit, but at the same time, were we really set up well? I don't know. Really good trucking back with good enough speed. Randall Wood's going to be our late 4th pick. 93 true, that's not bad, but normal dev, so not breaking or making any ground there in the ground attack, speaking of. But let's take a look at what our draft looked like. I think it's going to be kind of weak, but we did have no 3rd round pick and 32 in each round, so it's just kind of how it goes sometimes. 7 mil left, so our money is a problem, but Daniel Jones is going to be gone. It's going to be fine. Don't worry about it. Where's the overall? 75 for the safety. 70, ooh, that's brutal. 73 for Still, and then 70 for Woods. Let's take a look at Mr. Rhodes, 21 years old. I like the little brace. 80 zone. Okay, he's starter. He's 100% starter. 80 zone coverage, 72 catching, 78 hit power. He's fast. This is a good player. He's going to be our starter. I'm sorry, Mr. Rasul Douglas. But you're the backup. He's going to be playing a backup at all the positions. I don't regret it. I just kind of feel bad that, Rasul's kind of getting replaced here. Brendan still... We need a right guard for this season at least, so that's where we're going to play him. Dev of Star, another brace on the arm. We got a lot of people with arm problems. And then Saunders, is it left end we need? I can't remember. Yeah, he's raw as hell, dude. We should have traded up for someone else. Who is it, Boykin? Well, I guess you can take a look. 54 for a non-huge DT is a little weird. I don't even remember if it is left end we need, but he drops down to 69. I mean... You're not going to be perfect everywhere, and I think we're perfect in the positions that matter, right? Let's go. Where's the second round pick? So I definitely want to see Tyson. Tyson was a 75 overall. Okay. That's not crazy good. That's good, but it's not like I really regret not trading up good, unless he's superstar, then I do. Okay, I'm fine. That's fine. We're chilling. Now let's take a look at the defensive tackle. Was his name Small? I think it was Boykin. Pretty sure it was Boykin. 74 overall. Alex Boykin, damn, he was good, though. He was worth it. Here comes a superstar dev, 81 power move DT. Oh, I knew it, dude. Should have traded. That would be the mistake. Not trading up for Boykin. We should have used whatever we could have to trade up for Boykin and then take that guard in the third round. Oh, well, you can't win them all. We had a good draft. We really didn't, but we had a good offseason as a whole. Here we are for the year 2 team. The team is only getting better. Obviously, we have a brand new left guard who's insanely high of an overall, a brand new tight end who's an insanely high overall, and then on the defensive side of the ball, we add a new left end in Saunders, a new free safety in Rhodes. The team is still not amazing, but they won a Super Bowl last year. We added even more firepower this year. I can't see why, if no one else did something crazy, why we couldn't go right back and win another Super Bowl. $134 million. Thibodeau, was this a bad decision? I think that's good because we've seen some of the contracts like Greg Rousseau is like, how much is he asking for? $30 million per year? I don't know if he'll ever get to Greg Rousseau talent, but if he does, this is way cheaper than that, obviously. So I think it was a smart move. Deontay Banks, I really don't trust that he's going to get to superstar, but a 4-year 24 is great. A lot of these contracts are a lot lower than I thought we were going to have to pay. It's already been 2 seasons. Okay. Okereke, he's 30 years old. Ooh, I'd be willing to do a 1-year 11. I think he'll take that. He will. Fair enough. But yeah, we probably should look to replace him. He might even be a backup. Kind of like Rasul Douglas just had a season of. See you later, Daniel. Of course, all that money is like kind of showing up here now. Hey, 1-year 21. I paid Garrett Bowles more than that last year. He didn't accept it, though, did he? He did. I thought it said something about, I'm thinking about it or whatever. But yeah, I mean, we got to pay Malik Neighbors. And that's kind of it. Malik Neighbors, and then, if you want to keep Aziz again, which I don't think you really need to, we're in a really good spot money-wise. So we had one of the worst second half of the seasons I've ever seen, which is fantastic. If we win this game, could sneak into the playoffs, but I think we have actually choked. Nope, we're in. Okay. 9-8, though. Number 1 yards, number 1 quarterback in yards as well for receiver and quarterback. This is the season we had. Didn't change the scheme at all. Kept it. Why would I? We had a Super Bowl win last year. Look at the losses. Get it? There's some really good teams in here, but second half of the season was horrible. But hey, all that matters is you're in. 9-8. We have snuck our way into the playoffs. Thankfully, it's the NFC side. I guarantee the AFC side, we would not have had that. 9-8 with a season like this is crazy, though. Rushing, Roth. The yards aren't really there, but the yards per carry is awesome. Drummond's a superstar, maybe higher. Neighbors was great. Wan'Dale Robinson was great. Andrews was pretty lackluster, I will admit. But, yeah, I was going to say, but, you know what? Maybe it's him being a high overall that helps us win. But this is the highest overall team we've had, And, wow, look at Thibodeau. Burns, where are you? Hello? But Thibodeau, maybe he'll get to superstar this season. We just paid him a 4-year deal. That'd be great. Cousins taking over for Graham Gano, who retires. Not so good. Thought giving him a year would have been great. Would have been perfect to get that accuracy up a little bit. Didn't seem to help. Williamson at number 3 seems a little crazy. Felt like he would have easily won, but I guess not. Offensive Player of the Year does go to Drummond, which is great, though. Any other award wins? Does not appear to be. Best QB, though. Best wide receiver. O-line at number 3. Best D-line, no. Linebacker number 2 and 9. Best DB, no. Best kicker, obviously not. But sneaking into the playoffs at 9-8, giving us just a little bit of a chance. All right, going to the end of the game. I mean, once again, all you got to do is make it in. We know. This Giants team is a great example. They are like the cream of the crop of teams that just sneak in and do it all. You know, they are that team. 22-10, not bad of a score, a little bit of an odd one, but we found our way to, a 2-possession lead, and the defense is going to hold on. 22-17 will be the final. Not the strongest performance ever, but earlier in the season, Kyler Murray was going like 10 touchdowns and 1 pick. I don't know how he finished, but Williamson, terrible. Kyler Murray, much better, but still the completion percentage is bad. Rushing was terrible both sides. The offense has just sucked in this one. Defense, Thibodeau is continuing his tear. Budda Baker with a pick. Clean kicking, which we needed from our very shaky kicker. To the divisional round, we have the Lions. Okay, let's see what's up with the Lions. 13-4, they're a really good team. Don't know about that scheme too much, but they are a very good team. Kirby Joseph is an X-Factor. Just crazy. He's insane in real life. These safeties for the Lions are crazy good. Yeah, X-Factor. Didn't expect it. Well, I guess it's not that crazy because I would imagine him and Brian Branch, just from their real-life season stats so far, would have been enough to get to Superstar year 1, and then they just needed to get one on their own afterwards. Wow, we are getting cooked alive. 7-14. Defense is still, even though they gave up a lot of points there, they're still giving this team a chance. The offense is just somehow regressed with Mark Andrews in there. It's just insane. And we had ourselves a top 10 tight end just on overall alone. They still hit the field goal. That's going to be enough to lose the game. Hell of an effort to give them a chance, though. I'll give it to them. I will say they didn't give up. They could have at any given moment, especially since that offense sucks ass, but they didn't. Let's get a snap in there. Wide open, behind him, good catch, 3-point game. You need the onside kick. I'm not really sure which one's the best. I don't know why I keep looking at heavy. Speed, strong. I'm going to go strong. We're going strong. And it got past the guy, no hit stick. Super Bowl winning Giants are going to finish this season after 9-8 and lose in the wild card round. That's brutal. It's a good effort, though, against a pretty damn good team, but still brutal. I don't, once again, understand the logic of the game where you add 2 really high overall players and you just play worse. Although Williamson was amazing, so I guess we just got outplayed in the end. I feel like we should have won. I don't understand. I actually need to do a double take real quick. Yeah, we lost. I was thinking, did I misread the scoreboard? They just slightly outscored us. Those numbers look so good from us that it just doesn't feel real, but it is. We'll do one more season. We'll see what happens. We already regressed last season into from last season to this one, but year 3, can we win that? Can we become, in my terms, a dynasty? Let's take a look at the lineup. Any dev ups? We should see Drummond superstar, and I think that was it. Roth is still so disappointing because he's just not moving in overall or dev really much at all, but at the same time, what can you do? Scheme's not really putting up crazy numbers for rushing. And then Thibodeau again just doesn't go dev. All right, fair enough. Miller, star dev, that's something. That's an improvement. Also pretty damn high overall now, 80 overall, just like that, 95 finesse. If you're a speed rusher, you're going to be drafted by me, and you're going to have 99 finesse by year 3. I don't get it. I really don't know why Thibodeau, 14 sacks into 16 sacks is still star dev. I guess he's the next Alex Highsmith. EA still refused to give him superstar as well, I'm pretty sure. Sure, I guess. But, headed into the final year, I think. We'll see what happens. I kind of want to play it by ear a little bit because it is a shorter rebuild again. We've been doing really well in rebuilds, which is causing these rebuilds to be a little bit shorter, which is fair enough. If we win Super Bowls early, I mean, how long do you want to go? You want to do 50 seasons? It's yeah, sure, why not? But yeah, the Cowboys are probably going to win it. They will. And we'll head on to the offseason for what could be the final year. Also for this, they literally didn't give me, I'll go neighbors. They literally didn't give me my rewards for Tracy that one time. I followed every single thing, didn't do it. Ended up having a freaking position battle, it didn't go. What do you need me to talk about? What do you want to focus on? Route running? Yeah, I mean, that's all I really care about. Sure, speed and agility and all that. Damn, I wish I knew his thingy. I don't know what it's... you just kind of have to go for it. once again, you're probably best off just doing that and then, like, you know, writing down what they, you know, those positions are. Because if it's going to be offense, it's going to be QB, running back, wide receiver, maybe tight end, and then O-line, you probably shouldn't care anyways because they're just going to be like, hey, I'm going to work on my blocking. It's like, okay, see you later. Best of luck. You're not going to want to change them and make them fast, I imagine. So, yeah, we should be doing that now. You know, next I'm gonna remember to do that. I keep forgetting to do that. I always suggest it, and I just don't do it. Malik Neighbors, he's going to cost so much anyways. Do that 5th-year option now. And I think the rest is going to go away. Garrett Bowles is still here, but he has regressed. Could be another great safety in free agency, and maybe we improve that line even more, which seemingly made us worse last year, I guess. Joe Thuney was, you know, one of the big additions, same with Andrews, and yet we were somehow worse, especially on offense. But Eden Hutchinson, what a name drop. Tyler Linderbaum. We do need center. We just talked about Brian Branch, too, but we do not need safety. Rashee Rice is decent. Can we just, like, pay all the linemen? Can we just pay Ronnie Stanley to be right tackle and then Tyler Linderbaum to be center? There's not really much free agents here, and most of these contracts are pretty, like, short. So, I mean, we can blow all the money now, and it's not long-term anyways. It'd be really awesome to get Linderbaum. But as long as we get Stanley, that's all that really matters. I need Stanley for sure. Everyone else is just gravy. And, yeah, I think that's what we're looking at. Let's see, Tyler Linderbaum. Nice. This O-line is the best we've ever had. In a realistic style rebuild, we have never had a better O-line. I don't think. I really just don't see how it's possible to have a better O-line than this. Oh, I gotta go back in. Why is there no... well, he actually goes up a dev at right guard, which is kind of crazy. Not dev, overall. But why is there no option to be like, go back or something? Like, you know, like, why am I forced to either save change or not save change? You ever think maybe I accidentally backed out? I don't know. This offensive line's crazy. If we don't dominate this next season, Sim just sucks. Okay, 95 overall. The team is goated. And at this point, we're basically just drafting for the future. I mean, do we need any position? I mean, like, look at the... We're not goated. Wow. That is some bull crap, dude. I can't believe Thuney retired at 34 years old. McDougal's our new left guard until we get a new one. That, dude, I forget what I said. This is still a sick offensive line. But no, it is not going to be basically 90 across the board because Joe Thuney retires. Yay! I would personally say that's a bit of a disappointment. Okay. That sucks. Joe Thuney's gone. I mean, I suppose we still would have been missing a right guard. But yeah, it would have been 90, 90, 93, 80, and 88. That is a sick line. It's still a great line. You got 3 really good players, but... Oof. Running back, maybe I don't want to do that, but even though it's not necessarily a realistic move, this team is really just missing an elite running back. Do you not throw a first-round pick at a team that's got a running back they don't want to pay and just say, hey, this is our only missing position on the offense? I mean, this would be one of our most stacked offensive units we've ever had. Let's try to find someone. All right, they took it. They took our first-round pick and Tracy for A-Chain. I wanted someone a little older. I went... Who did I go for at first? Oh, man, they were 28 years old, I think. I think it was Jonathan Taylor, a guy that you've always been kind of hearing about. Colts are shopping them and whatnot. We got Devon A-Chain. Devon A-Chain is going to be our new starting running back. I'm sick of it. Ironically enough, he's like barely better than Roth, and they're like similar speed. But the overall is higher than for A-Chain, and that's really the big thing that matters. We still have our 2nd and 3rd round picks, though, which... I would argue O-line definitely is a pretty big positional need coming up. That is not what I want to do. I want to look at some of our team salaries just to kind of pinpoint where we should draft, because this is going to be all future stuff other than unless it's like a DT or whatnot. But who do we... So O-line is definitely a problem, right? We re-sign Lawrence. We need a tackle. What else do we have? Middle linebacker. Oh, middle linebacker is a big problem. So tackle, linebacker, we'll re-sign Newman probably... Tackle, linebacker, and then arguably corner of the future, DT as well. We'll see if we can pull that off. We traded that first-round pick away, which is... It sucks, but we got ourselves a new running back. I mean, this should be a team that's, you know, number 1 seed. So obviously talking about that trade, we now have 25 in the 2nd round is our highest selection. Cut a couple of offensive linemen in here. Not really any that I'm too particularly great or fond of. Maybe Brooks, but probably not. But we do see a DT later on. Cortland Grimes that looks really good. So the play is probably draft Grimes early third, maybe trade down that pick 25 into the early third and, try to use whatever we just got with what we had already to move our third round pick up to grab linebacker. So I think those are the two positions of real big need, linebacker and DT. Is this the pick I want? That's not bad, though. You get a fourth next year off of them. Am I crazy? Why is this saying different things, though? Is that just like a few picks behind us? I feel like that is. Are they not like over trading the hell out of this? Third 75. What is that? It's close to what I'm looking for, actually. It's a little bit further than I was hoping. Oh, this is this year. I'm going to go with this. 62 and then a fourth. Keeps us in this round, which is, once again, I don't know why that spot was so, like, lucrative. Everyone wanted to get to that spot. You know what? That DT looked too good, I think. Meeks just went. That's one of the DTs we had as well. We still have the guard, Brooks. I don't think O-line's that big of a need just yet. Grimes looks good. Can we finally grab a hidden dev guy, though? True talent 20? No, we can't. But, of course, base athleticism ratings and whatnot does make him look good enough to start over Saunders, in my opinion. He's going to be about the same overall anyways. And then what do we want? We have 5 linebackers, actually. Minor's probably not going to be there, so it's kind of irrelevant to even talk about him. Don't really know. Minor does look like the... Oh, no, it's McMath. McMath's zone coverage looks kind of raw, but he looks good. Am I crazy? McMath looks the best. McMath and Wharton, I think, are the best, too. Not very fast, though. Damn, that speed. Usually the speed being that bad is usually enough to be like, that's a bad player. Wharton. Freeman, who looks good as well. I'm going to take Freeman, Wharton, even McMath at this rate, and then Minor's going to be gone before any of them. Yeah, I like all of them, kind of, so we'll just wait until it's down to 1 or 2. Third round, fifth round, sixth round pick this year and a 6 next year to move up to 76. A little costly, but we do keep... I think we had an extra draft pick in there somewhere. But let's end up taking Josh Wharton, the linebacker. Probably starting middle linebacker over Okereke, to be honest. He's down to a 79 overall. 35 true. Please, man. That's the one thing about this draft so far or this rebuild so far is we've just had, like, no luck with hiddens at all. We just had, like sure, the QB was an X factor, so I can't really complain, I guess. But it's been all stars or normals. And even then, it's been mostly normals. We're going to be taking a random speedy wide receiver, Tim Weber, 3 to 4 projected. See if we find ourselves some value. 103 true. Okay. Spoke too soon, but obviously a player that really doesn't matter that much. We're going to be real. Then we're going to trade this down. Get to the 7th round. Probably drop a fullback. We don't even have a fullback. Can we get a next year 4th, please? Thank you. I don't know who the hell is going to be bad. Was that a 3rd? That was a 7th. My vision's fading. Oh, damn, the Cardinals give me, like, everything. Of course, they made the playoffs, but still. That's too good of a trade to pass on, I think. And all the fullbacks suck so much, we're going to take Matthew Clemens. He's the best available. 259, true. Oh, my God. Those fullbacks were really bad, though, to be fair. Those are, like, never play a snap, like, in the NFL level fullbacks. Our tight end, Theo Johnson, has a trade offer, but I'm going to keep him as a backup. I like the value. 74, 73. Oof, and then terrible. Grimes, normal dev. What's the finesse? Yeah, he is a lot better than Saunders. New left end coming in. Still a good player, just, unfortunately not hidden dev, which sucks. 72 overall for him. And then Wharton, future middle linebacker. I don't know if he'll start right now. Super raw, dude. I don't like that, but he's a backup probably. I don't know if I should start him over Okereke, but I don't think I will. All right, here we are for Season 3, arguably the final season. We'll have to kind of play it by ear like we said we were going to. There's regressions, retirements like Stanley, and, it looks like we didn't really play that well. It's kind of pointless to keep going, but if, let's say we make it to the championship round, we're like, you know what? Maybe we can do it. Maybe we can make it happen. I don't know. We'll see. We already won the Super Bowl, but obviously, as things go on, if it's looking worse and worse, there's kind of no point. But, yeah, we'll figure it out. Bro, it's happening again. 6-3, and we're losing games. I don't understand why it just keeps happening. 2 names we want to pay for sure. Stanley, if he's around, maybe. Okereke, unfortunately, has fallen off a cliff. And the quarterback is coming up on that 5th-year option. Problem is, the 5th-year option's never worth it for QB. Expensive, but worth it. Dexter Lawrence. he should be worth it, but he actually really hasn't been playing that well. Newbin, 3-year because he is only star dev. And then Drew Phillips. Let's do it. Andrew Phillips, 3-year, 12. Then we have Theo, but too much. Stanley, we talked about, probably will re-sign him. Where the hell is Roth? Is this not like the year we have to pay Roth? Where is he? Roth, where is he? I don't see him. Maybe it's next year. All right, we've done enough, I imagine, to make the playoffs. It'd be really unlucky to do better than last year and not make the post, but we'll see. It's just never freaking know. I've seen it. I've seen it happen. And 11-6, pretty solid. Definitely didn't win the division. Well, I'd say definitely, but wow, the Packers are 17-0. You don't see 17-0 super often. I'm telling you, put some respect on that Packers scheme. It's insane in game. Don't know how the defense did it well enough to not at least just have a really bad game where they let the other team put up 30-40, but hey, they're 17-0. We probably will have to face them, especially as the 5th seed. A-Chain, wow, not worth it at all. This scheme is not good for running backs. Neighbors was amazing. Robinson was pretty good. Drummond fell off a cliff. And Andrews was really good comparatively to last year. Awesome blocking. Worse than you would expect with a team like this. And then pass rush was the worst it's been since starting this, arguably. And then Banks with 6 picks might get to superstar. Cousins, way better year, too. That's why you don't give up on a young kicker. Kicker is just such a random position. Love winning MVP. I am so shocked. They went 17-0. Who would have thought they'd be a good team? As far as us winning an award goes, though, we will not have any. But we made the playoffs. The dream is still alive. We are on the road, but we are a 5 overall higher than them team. I don't know if this Bills scheme is the one to go with. I know we won a Super Bowl year 1, but I really don't think it's that great. Like, the Bills got Josh Allen. How many times do you see them win a Super Bowl? Like, never, pretty much. That's what I mean, for me at least. 10-0, this Buccaneers team that is worse than us is eating us alive. I'm telling you, this scheme, I don't think it's good. I mean, we score 14 points. I don't know. I don't believe in it. I think it's trash. No way it can beat the Buccaneers. Reverse psychology, but I explained it, and then he throws a pick. All right, we're winning by 1. We're holding on. Let's just not, throw the game away if you don't mind. Field goal, we do hit it. 1.5 minutes left. They need a touchdown, and they won't get it because Deonte Banks intercepts them and wins the game. They were about to do it. They were literally like 20-some yards away. They were guaranteed to do it. Williamson's been asked. We're changing the scheme. I do not care. I just don't. Yeah, I don't feel at all bad now that we won a Super Bowl year 1 because this Bills scheme, I think, is just mad overrated. Williamson's almost a 99 overall, and he's playing like ass. I don't know what you want. I don't get it, though, because last year it was great. Even though it was ass in the playoffs, it was great, during the regular season. I mean, I don't know what scheme you want to run. I don't want to run something super crazy, but the Packers, they are the Packers. Super, super similar team. I don't want to do Detroit either. Packers are kind of my go-to. Bengals, I guess. West Coast spread, Cincy. I really don't like them either. I think they're really underrated or overrated. But they're good enough, and I think it's going to be better than this Buffalo scheme. So I guess that's where we're going to go. West Coast spread with the Bengals. But even with a bad performance on offense, we still moving on to the next round where the Cowboys make it at 8-9. That's absurd, dude. What? What is the NFC, dude? 2 8-win teams made the playoffs. Wow, that is really bad. Cowboys beat the Eagles. Damn. Okay. Let's see it. Can we beat the Cowboys? It's the Cowboys. If we can't beat the Cowboys, dude, they're 85 overall and they went 8-9. There's no shots. Here it is. End of the game. We get a touchdown after a stop. We get nothing afterwards, though. It's going to be a tied-up game. It will be 7-all. 14-7. Huge drive for them. They tie it up. It's halftime score. 14-all. Now it's 21-21. Into the fourth quarter. Looks like Cowboys are moving a little bit better than we are right now. Maybe not. Conversion, 3rd and 2, 4th and 2. You kick the field goal. It's a 3-point game. Dallas is going to drive down and score a touchdown. 5 minutes left. You need a touchdown to have a chance. And they do. But 2 minutes left. Dallas has all the time in the world. They score a 69-yarder to CeeDee Lamb despite us clearly would be playing back. That's damn next to impossible, but okay, sure. Let's see if we can get something going here. Almost threw a pick on the first play. I don't know why that wheel route this year, it's like they made it an emphasis to not allow that to cook like it used to. And it's like overly reaching. But either way, it's not gonna end the game. Let's create something underneath with yeah, that's a bad play. We gain 8 to set up a conversion here, though. Field goal is not going to do us anything, so it's really not super helpful, to be honest. I was hoping we would at least gotten 15 on that, but we didn't. Malik Neighbors, they're double stacking, but he could still beat the post. Let's see what they want to do with this. Maybe not. It's a great throw. What a catch to the outside, Drummond. Only one timeout left, but if we can at least get like 20-some yards, we'll be in range of, taking a shot or two. And I didn't want to take that underneath. I didn't have enough time to throw that left across on that kind of deep crosser either. So it kind of felt like it was in a box a little bit there. And you have that cross formation, but let's not do that. Robinson over the middle. And they're just going to instantly rush us again. I mean, Micah Parsons is insane in this game. He's insane in real life too, but he's like undefendably insane in game. Can we get A-Chain in the backfield? All right, we get a block. They kind of tip their hand a little bit. Malik Neighbors over the middle. Probably not going to find that read. Maybe we will. That's a great throw, and their linebacker just made an unbelievable play. That's insane. Like, it's actually crazy how good the slider defense is that we play on all the time. Trayvon Diggs against Neighbors one-on-one. Wide open tight end. Mark Andrews is in! Huge play after nothing was working. And that's why we paid that man. Look at him go. We're headed to the championship round, barring a miracle from Dallas. Finally, somebody gets open. Just talking about how that wheel is really, really well covered nowadays in Madden, but this time, burned in the coverage. I'm not sure what happened there, and a score for the win. Failure, 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 and then beautiful touchdown. 38-35. There you go. There you go. Dak was literally perfect. Williamson was decent, but the completion percentage was a little bit low. Probably a lot of it was our fault. A-Chain was great, finally. Drummond was solid. Lamb was amazing. Where was Andrews? That was like his only play of the game, basically. God, we shouldn't have paid him. But Thibodeau, 3 sacks, couple for the other guys. No picks. Clean kicking. Championship round. Hopefully it's not the Packers. They are undefeated. Is it the undefeated Packers? It is not. Wow. The 8-9 Saints beat the Packers by 3 in one hell of an upset. Green Bay literally has double their wins. That's wild. All right, 87 versus 92. All right, going to the end of the game. Saints start off with 3. We bounce back with 7. 10-7. 14-10. They won't go away. They keep scoring. We get a touchdown before half. Come on, stop them. Huge field goal, but not as bad as it would have been if it was a touchdown. No, it's not. Do we have a missed extra point in there? The Saints team will not go away. We punt on 4th and 3. Yeah, I don't agree with a punt on 4th and 3 in the playoffs at all. Unless you're really backed up inside your own 5. I don't see it. 4th and 12. You got to punt it there in fairness. And if we hold on, which we do, we're headed to the Super Bowl again. Let's go. Williamson was amazing. Completion percentage way up there. Did throw a pick, but 5 touchdowns. Rushing was okay. Yards per carry wise, just not a lot of volume. Neighbors was amazing. Andrews and Drummond were amazing. It's a whole team effort. This team was great. Grimes with 2 sacks. Thibodeau with 1. Brian Burns with 1. They had a pick. Ironically enough, the Saints have a guy named Cheatham. Probably the Chiefs, right? We had the Jets last time. They got a new QB. Maybe they're back. The Jaguars. Okay. 16-1. Damn. Okay, now we're talking. 2 of the teams we played had 8 wins apiece. We have now faced off against, or about to face off against, a team with double that. So basically, both those teams in one. Jaguars, not a pretty win, but it is a division rival, so you expect those to be like that. 24-7 over the Chargers, pretty impressive. And then I imagine they didn't play in the AFC game there. But let's take a look at our potential devs. See what dev up changes we had, if any. It doesn't look like offense changed, even A-Chain, which, he had a pretty bad year, to be fair. Linebackers, nothing. Deonte Banks and Drew Phillips go up in dev, though, which is great. Grimes went up to star as well. Massive one for Deontay, though. A cornerback is just like a bunch of... Honestly, the way I would see this cornerback group is like the Buccaneers when they had Carlton Davis, Jamel Dean, and Sean Murphy-Bunting. Like a bunch of good corners, but no one really standing out amongst the rest. And now Jamel Dean's pretty decent, so they had a really good group of corners. But here it is. The Jaguars. Chance to win 2 out of 3. What a rebuild this would be. Here we go. End of the game. 7-0, 7-7, 14-7, 14-10. I don't like this. Down by 7. Huge drive before half. 17 all. Field goal to take the lead into the fourth quarter. They have a short field. That's a touchdown for sure. And it's not looking good. It's a 7-point game from our own 8. No, it's their ball. Yeah, that's a GG. Look at this defense. 35, you got to make it. If you don't make it happen here, the game's over. Offense was pretty bad, but defense, I mean, giving up some of these drives here is kind of crazy. These are way too long of drives. And we bring the heat and get him. We left the running back open, but I figured we bring enough heat, he's going to have to do something about it. And it'll be a 2-minute warning situation with the offense having a chance. Of course, they get the touchdown. I think you go for 2. If they get the touchdown. Look at the clock. The clock's gone. It's gone. And the clock's running here. I mean, you have to spam that button, otherwise they run it for some reason. Need the touchdown. Smash pivot. Is this going to be Neighbors? It is. That safety's going to give us some troubles, but we got to look at it. It's a little predetermined, but that is a good wide receiver who holds on. No timeouts to the 25. It's going to be a little bit tougher than the last one. We're going to go back to that play, though. We're going to see if it's there. I don't know if you get to the line in time if you catch something in play, though. They left him again. They left him again! That play is busted! I really don't know if I want to go for this. Oh, my God. I know they tell you you're supposed to. But I don't like this. Oh, wow. The shotgun play is just like straight up. I mean, do I trust the run here? This is going to go bad. Isn't it? I got to go for it. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it, dude. I knew it, dude. Well, we lost. That's still, like, crazy, though. I should have just went for the... Man, the AI always cheats on those plays, too. Oh, that was actually a decent one. Damn, we lose by 1. I mean, our defense really wasn't playing well. Our offense wasn't playing much better. I felt like you got to win it on that play. Those are the moments where, I think maybe in real life, because it's the Super Bowl, you maybe don't go for those in real life, but in game, I don't hate it. Our defense wasn't doing anything, and our offense was doing nothing as well, so... Unfortunately, this rebuild is going to end in a close call, but no cigar on the 2 out of 3 Super Bowls. A hell of a rebuild. The gameplay itself, some of those plays, just like super clutch. I can't believe that play is that good. I swear, didn't we run that earlier in last game and it didn't work, and then all of a sudden it worked a little bit later? Apparently it's goated, though. I don't know what it is. Maybe the cross like hits the guy supposed to cover the tight end. I mean, a very even game between the two QBs. Of course, we rely on A-Chain when it's all said and done, and obviously the run game fails us. The story of this rebuild, the run game being ass the entire way. A-Chain was not worth it at all. At all. I want to take a look at free agency. Before I call anything, I want to take a look at free agency. I want to see if there's any difference makers around here that can maybe jump the... If there's like a linebacker or something, that'd be really good. If not, I might be happy. A bunch of retirements, all of them are, mentor types. So Stanley's still there, which is definitely something. Where's re-sign? Let's take a look kind of re-signings you got. I know we have Ronnie, which, I mean, you probably keep him, right? Just trying to keep it going. I mean, why would I pay $86 million? That make no sense. $86 million. That's the highest fifth-year option I've ever seen by a lot. Mostly it's like 69-ish mil. That's wild. Near $90 million. Why would I pay that? That's ridiculous. We're losing a couple of backups, but wow, is that Eddie Jackson, a 53 overall? That's like the lowest overall player I've ever seen still playing, especially a defensive player. All right, let's go to free agency. Big name linebacker. Gibbs. You already got a Gibbs type with A-Chain. You do have Campbell here. He's actually not too bad. Let's see if Campbell... Ooh, we'd have to pay a little bit more than that. You know what? I might actually do another season. Campbell is looking pretty good. I mean, that's a massive upgrade at middle linebacker. Yeah, I mean, that was one of our biggest weaknesses I suppose we'll do another year just because of Campbell. I'm going to look for some other players. Ooh, might even want it. Nah, our kicker's good. I'll look around, see if there's any other players as well. All right, found a couple of players. Let's see what we get. Wow, I didn't get Kalen Bullock. Let's do one more on him, and let's see the signings. We didn't get Jack Campbell. He went to the Bengals on a 4. Our interest was like full. Also, shout out to the Lions losing their entire team, by the way. That's crazy. They had the top 5 players of free agency that are all 87 plus gone. I guess we're not doing another year. If I don't have Jack Campbell, there's kind of no point. That's crazy, dude. It's not common. Usually when you have that 5, it's almost guaranteed if everyone else is 4 or lower. But a shocker. It happens to us. Again, multiple times now, this freaking Madden. Well, I guess that's a rebuild. It's still, Super Bowl year 1, and then, year 3 Super Bowl loss. Fair enough. Technically year 2 and 4, whatever you want to call it. Ryan Williamson, 96 deep, 96 medium, 98 short. Ridiculous. To be fair, if you don't win a Super Bowl with that, hey, look, his injury's 44. He's well on his way. Yeah, I don't really know if you're going to win another one. H.A. I don't really care. A, he played like crap. B, we didn't develop him. Malik Neighbors, short route kind of sucks, which is very unfitting. Everything else is ridiculously good, though. Like, he is solid. He looks amazing. He'd probably be really fun to use. Hell, he had that really tough catch for us on that sideline. Was it Drummond? It might have been both. I think they both might have had a tough one. Another short route guy that's not, a short route guy, but very talented nonetheless. And then I do kind of want to look at Wan'Dale Robinson. He's actually had himself a couple of decent seasons here. Yeah, he's an 85 overall. Totally worth that contract. That's your short route guy. No release, very good catching, solid route running everywhere but deep route. Quite the opposite of the top 2, which is perfectly fitting. Andrews is still serviceable at 91 overall. And then I suppose since Thomas is a real-life Giant, we'll take a look. 91 overall. Really good pass blocker, obviously, and decent run blocker. Let's move on to the defensive side of the ball, where we might see a regression of Brian Burns. We do, for the most part, 89 overall. He's still good, though. Obviously still good, but regressing nonetheless. And then we have the other guy, Thibodeau, who I just don't know how he's not superstar by now. Had a bad year this year, but the other years were great. Power move guy, and a little disappointing. I really thought it was going to be a little bit better at that position. See the other defensive players. No dev up for McFadden either, which really sucks. 82 overall with all the potential in the world. We re-signed him as an 80 overall 25-year-old. He went up 2 overalls in 3 years. Or like 2 or 3 years. Whatever it was. That's crazy. Like, he had no glow up at all. Super basic, super annoying. Wharton got to 79 after a year, though, which is pretty impressive. He's not very good in coverage, but he's a ridiculously good tackling block shedder. Very good. It's good stuff. Did the safety go up in Dev? I didn't really pay attention to that. He did not. Will Rhodes, a lot of potential, still super young, so let it be. Give him a chance. Super fast, 85 zone coverage now. Then we move over to strong safety, Newbin, who's been good. What style of safety is he, though? Ooh, Lord. He's not bad, though. Wait, hold on. Why is this? He's so good. Usually run support, you're going to expect okay block shed and like no zone, but 83 zone, 73 block shed's not bad. Unless some of those ratings are what he kind of starts with, because he does already have high hit power. I don't know, but that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, long story short. And then we have Deonte Banks, who is worse than I thought he was going to be. I thought he was going to develop a little bit better than this. I know he's only a 75 overall to start, but it is still lackluster nonetheless. It is disappointing. It is 100% disappointing. Then we have Mr. Flott, who's actually a better overall than Banks, which is insane. Way better zone guy. But, I mean, even his man is not much worse than Banks. So, Banks is really disappointing. Drew Phillips should be a little younger. 26 years old, superstar as well. More balance. This guy should be our corner one if we're going to be real. Like I said, you got that kind of committee cornerback group like the Buccaneers had for so long. Grimes, once again, goes to star, 79 overall. This would be well on its way, this unit, but a lot of the other positions will be well on their way out, as we've been seeing some regressions. And then we move on to the other side of the interior, even though it's not very far away. Ron Miller, sounds like Von Miller, obviously. Very good finesse, very good block shed. Not a bad player yet. The stats weren't really always there. And let's take a look at Dexter Lawrence, who's probably regressing a little bit, but 97 overall is amazing. Great power move, decent finesse, solid block shed, super strong, super smart, super good. Is regressing, but nobody cares because he's still goated. And then I guess we'll take a look at the kicker because we did draft a hidden dev one. I know some of you guys go freaky for those kickers. Nathan Cousins going freaky with your cousin. What? 96 kick power, 79 accuracy, 72 speed. And that's about it. If you guys enjoy this one, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. There's going to be some Tommy DeVito dislikers out there. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel Pkr Plays for non-Madden content. And if you're not new to the channel, appreciate you guys a ton. Let me know what rebuild you want to see next. I felt like it was about time we did a realistic style rebuild. I mean, the only real unrealistic thing we did here was trade for A-Chain, and the way he played proved that the Dolphins were the smart ones. Yeah, we got Tooney. Yeah, we got Stanley. Yeah, we got Linderbaum. Yeah, we got Andrews. Was there a defender? There wasn't. But we got all those players, but they were free agents. They're, free agents that could easily be free agents in real life. So, say what you will. Could have had Jack Campbell. The game didn't give it to us. So, unfortunate there. But yeah, let me know what team you'd like to see next. Tomorrow might be Patriots offseason. Maybe with a different video as well. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, that's basically going to be it. If you guys want to come back for next video, that'd be pretty sweet. But until next video, see ya. And once again, shout out to all the members of the channel. I appreciate you guys a ton. Really do. Once again, be on the lookout for that rebuild starting next month. I know I'm bringing up something that's still a couple of weeks away. The fact that a couple of weeks away is December scares me, though. I don't know where the year went, but it needs to return quickly. If you're not new, though, or not a member, I should say, and you want to be, click the join button next to the subscribe button. There should be details in there. And that's about it. See ya.